Hello, my darling dears. This is part 2, an extension of what we were talking on yesterday around the cycles of trauma and how our body and subconscious mind wants to alert us in a myriad of ways that healing needs to occur. And I figured today would be a great time to focus on the somatic aspect, so the physiological ways that we can help our body dissipate that energetic charge that happens with trauma, and how we can soothe our bodies in a way that is going to be, restoring, regenerative, and just all around lovely. So I'm in the bath because baths are incredibly healing for body and soul. They're super clearing for our energetic bodies as well as our physical. But specifically, baths are great for dilating our tissues, dilating, all of our vascular selves. And what that does is it increases your circulation, like your blood flow, your lymph flow, and it helps push toxins out of the body and muscles, and disperses any lactic acid that might be built up. So, and also just makes us slow down. It helps us physically stop and gives us this moment of to be able to really reflect on how our body feels, because we're intentionally making that time for our bodies. So it's my favorite way of slowing down. Once I'm in the bath, it's really hard to get me out because I love them so much. But the main reason why I'm in the bath today, not just for the sake of slowing down and the dilation and all that stuff, but my personal issues, my really big issue around how trauma reflects in my body is that I have these ebbs and flows of pelvic congestion syndrome. And pelvic congestion is like it's exactly what it sounds like. My pelvis gets congested with old, stagnant fluids. And it's because I've had so much sexual trauma, the energy there is so dense that it has a hard time allowing movement through my pelvis. And my circulation slows down so much that my veins and capillaries can get so stagnant with old blood that I get varicose veins, and sometimes they rupture and it feels really terrible. I haven't been to that point in a while because I've started to listen to my body more and I know what's happening. But this is an opportunity to get into a place that's going to help dilate and get things flowing. And it's also, it helps give me that stillness so that I can do things like self-massage on, like, in my lower abdomen and around my pelvis. So I highly recommend for people that have physical issues that come up with their trauma, taking that time to self-massage when you can, and really prioritizing if you can get regular body work, going and doing that. Acupuncture has been a huge one for me in the past. It really was what helped get me to a point where I could manage it on my own. But if you're in a position where maybe you can't afford those kinds of services, or maybe you just don't feel like you have the time to do that kind of stuff, whatever your excuses are, you can do this work for yourself. So self-massage is huge on the areas that are hurting. You can get massage tools, like there's those massage guns that people sometimes get. I don't know how much I really believe in those, and that's a whole other conversation, but they at least get things flowing, right? And there's also, like, you can get your own cups, like like those cups that, like, they're suction cups and they leave those giant hickeys on people's bodies, and you see them on athletes all the time. You can get your own set of those. They're really not that hard to use at all. And you can, just Google how to use them, but really it's pretty intuitive and it's not hard. So those are two things that you can do. Things that I'm doing today for myself. I'm going to be doing some self-massage. And, and also looking up what meridians run through the part of your body that's hurting. And that's a really powerful one. Is like doing the research, like what energetic highways run through that part of your body, because if you're having pain in that area, it's because your meridians aren't, like, there's a blockage there and it's creating dysfunction. And it's really interesting because a lot of the time when you look up and see what meridians are being affected, what ones do run through that area, chances are there's a whole slew of other symptoms that you're experiencing in other parts of your body or in your psyche, in your spiritual life, that are also affected by that meridian. So it gives you an insight into the whole picture, which is great. And when you do figure out what meridians there are, you can figure out what acupressure points you can specifically work on for yourself. And also, like, yin yoga is incredibly powerful for cleansing the meridians and finding yin yoga moves that are specifically for that meridian. And also things like qigong is another activity that you can try. So self-massage, self-acupressure, these things are not hard. They're not hard to figure out if you just know what to look for. Another thing that I'll be doing, because I've had so much sexual trauma, and I feel like there's probably not many people in the world that don't have sexual trauma, unfortunately, de-armoring, because I have so many pelvic issues, de-armoring your pelvis it makes a world of difference. And there's lots of ways that you can do that. But it's also another thing that you can Google. But for me, de-armoring looks like using like self-massage techniques, but also using a tool. Like I have here an obsidian wand. And obsidian is really great for removing negative energies, which is really great for the pelvis and any traumas that you might have. So it kind of helps extract all the yucky stuff that's in there. And yeah, looking up how to de-armor with tools, or you can just message me directly. I can give you that information. I'm not gonna, because this video is already getting long, so I'm not gonna go into all of it right now. So message me if you want to know how to de-armor, but there is Google available as well. And yeah, just noticing in your body where you're holding tension, making sure that you're scanning your body and being totally honest with yourself. Where am I holding this tension? And what is this tension trying to tell me? Allow yourself to go into the tissues without judgment. That's a huge part of it. Without judgment or fear, and asking your body, what is it that you need to heal, and what are you trying to tell me? Because you might not hear anything at first, but the more you practice this, the more your body is going to give you the answers. The creator of craniosacral, he called this type of work, he called it working with the inner physician. So we all have this like inner little doctor being that wants to tell us everything that's happening, because we do have the answers at all times. Our body has the answers, but we have to figure out what that voice sounds like and how to communicate with it. And that takes time, that takes practice and intention. So slowing down, listening to your body, asking it what it wants to tell you, and starting and just scanning your entire body, anywhere you feel anything, asking it, what are you trying to tell me? What's going to feel good to you? How can I help you release the energy here and release the dysfunction? And to wrap all of that up into a beautiful, nice little package. And if anybody who joined my Body Love course knows how much of an advocate I am for the motto I'm about to share, like the most important thing to do for your body is reminding it that it's safe. Telling your body that it's safe is half the battle. Seriously, in so many ways, it's half the battle, because our body is so used to a dialogue, a rhetoric, a story that says, I need to be on the defense. And when we start to instill into our bodies and our cells that we actually don't need to be afraid and that we are safe, our body will start to respond in a healthier way. So when you're scanning your body and you're talking to it, make the time to say, I am safe. My body is safe. We are safe. And that's been on repeat in my mind for the last few days of just, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. And just keep saying it and really allowing yourself to feel it. Because you might feel like you're lying to yourself at first. But the more you say it and the more you try to genuinely mean it, the sooner you will start to actually feel safe. And your body will believe you. Because again, your body doesn't have a rational mind. Like, it's just taking clues from you a lot of the time and what your thought process is. And how much trauma you have maintained stored in your body. So if you are consciously making a point to move that traumatic energy out while telling it it's safe, like, you are going to start seeing results. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to feel more at ease with yourself. So those are the really big tips that I have for you today. These are the things that I've been doing for myself. And I hope that it helps. I hope that it gives you a good starting point, if nothing else. So again, that was touching on the somatic aspect, things that we can start doing, practical things we can start doing for our bodies. And probably in the next one, I'll talk more like mental stuff. But yeah, so stay tuned if you are digging this content.